share with you a little bit about our Young Adults Ministry before I introduce our speaker. Can I have the first slide? Now, the Young Adults Ministry, let me tell you our vision. Our vision is to empower young adults to positively influence their world for Christ by living out the Word with passion and purpose. Here you see very specifically what we want to do. We want to empower young adults. What does empowering mean? I mean, it's a very in word today. I talk about empowering, but basically what we are trying to say here is we want to disciple you. We want to teach you. We want to disciple you. We want to teach you how to do ministry. We want to empower you so that you are able to pray for people. You have the courage, you have the confidence to pray for someone who is sick. You have the confidence to minister to someone. You have the confidence to share the gospel to someone. You know, we want to do that. So we want to empower young adults. And you know the word influence is again another in word. Influence. However, influence is very neutral. You can influence someone for good, and you can influence someone for bad. If you go out and you join the wrong crowd, they will influence you the wrong way. But if you go and join a good, join a good crowd, a group which is according to your faith and according to your conviction, they can influence you positively. And that's what we want to do in the Young Adults Ministry, to influence you positively. To do what? So that you can influence the world. Their world means your world. What is your world? The people around you. Your workplace. The person you go and buy nasi lemak from every Saturday morning, where you will go and have your breakfast. The place where you go and have, when you go and work out in that fitness center, your trainer. So we want to positively help you to influence your world for Christ. And how we want you to do that is by living out the Word. Basically, to live out every promises that God has in the Bible for each one of us, with passion and with purpose. Right? We don't want you to do it aimlessly. There is a purpose why we do it. At the end of the day, that we can win someone for the Lord. That we can be like what? This verse I've been sharing to some of my leaders. This verse has impacted me a lot. Coming from the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 36. It said, and David, after he had served his generation, died and was buried and decayed. I'm not talking about the died, buried and decayed. I'm talking about how David served God's purpose in his generation. And that's what we want to do. We want to serve God's purpose in our generation. I shared in the retreat. I told the leaders, this is what we need to do. We need to do what? We need to serve God's purpose in our generation. And we need to be a blessing. What I want you to be, friends, you be a blessing wherever God has placed you. So that's what YAM is all about. This is our vision. No sub-teams, nothing else. This is it. This is what we want to do. Empowering young adults to positively influence their world for Christ by living out the Word with passion and purpose. That's it. And I really believe if we can achieve this, I think, friends, we can do a whole lot. I tell you, this Young Adults Ministry will not only grow, but it will explode.
Amen.
This church, honestly, this church will not only grow, but I think there won't be enough place for us.
Amen.
We want to win people. We want to win souls. We want to be exactly what Jesus called us to be. Next slide. So, we have, like Kenneth has mentioned, this first quarter we have been talking about inspiring young adults to serve, inspiring you to serve. I know some of you all are already serving. I know some of you all are in the Royal Rangers. I know some of you in your own way, you are serving already in church. But what I want you to do is this. Friends, we need to grow in our service to God. For those of us here who are already serving, we need to mature in our service with God. For those of us here who have yet to serve, friends, it is time for us to serve. Serving God is an expression of our love to Him. We don't serve Him because, it's the Christian thing to do. Or I have that to tick, I tick, list of things to do. Being a Christian, 1, 2, 3, 4, pray, go to church, pay my tithes, serve. I take it off and I'm fine. I'm going to make my way to heaven already. No. We want you to serve because you love Him. It's an expression of love. So we want to remind the young adults about their first love. These are the areas that we'll be talking, areas to serve. Music ministry or prayer, Can we have all of it? So we media, so I can talk a little bit. YAM online, HR connections, event planners, ushers. These are some of the things that we want you to start, that we have a need here in our young adults ministry. Now, let's be honest. Ruben has been sending me email already. He said, Commander, it's already the 3 weeks he has been song leading. He says, he said, Commander, I don't want to make it like 3 in a row, Commander. Every week I'm song leading. I want some other people to song lead, and which is a fair request. I mean, I don't see any reason why Alan can song lead. I don't see any reason why any of us can't song lead, can't play. So we need people in the worship, we need people in music. I mean, we don't want to come to YAM meeting all the time and we see Ruben song leading, Eric on the guitars, the bass, Kenny on the, sometimes they switch, Eric and Kenny, they'll switch. Then we see Kershin on the drums. I mean, it's like so expected. We can even tell what Ruben is going to say. Ruben is going to say, watch out, he's going to say this. Every one of you, can you all please shake hands? I mean, it's so expected. We don't want that. We don't want that. Do you want that? I mean, we don't want it. We want a fresh. We want something fresh every.
Right.
I mean, we go and eat food. We don't want stale food.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You go and order food in a restaurant. You don't want them to serve you stale food. You want them to serve you fresh food. So what I'm asking is this: let's get together. Let's serve so we can have fresh things.
Right.
A fresh expression every time we come. You talk about media. What is media? Well, there are many things that we need to do. Some of these things that that we are coming out with, the brochure and all that. We need people to help. Those of you who are in the creative line. I mean, I can't draw. There's a reason why God made me a pastor. I can't draw to save my life. So there's a reason why God made me a pastor. So I mean, if you can draw, I mean, if you are good, if you are creative, serve in the media. And what we are talking about, YAM online. I mean, we are on Facebook, we have events, and we want to have a blog, we're going to start a blog. And we need you to post, we need people to post things up. And I'm sure you don't want to be just hearing from me all the time. I mean, we want to have flavors, right? So we need people to help us on our online. Event planners. Event planners, very simple. Things that when we have events like the picnic, I mean, we don't want Kenneth to be doing all the work. I mean, then what will happen is you see Kenneth running all over the place on that day, and he won't get a chance to eat. He won't get a chance to swim in the nice cool river that he's been talking about. He won't get the chance to do anything. Right, so we don't want that for him. At the end of the day, he's going to drop down, he's going to die. Okay, so we don't want only one event. I mean, we want people to take up. Right, and HR connections, friends. I have been receiving emails. I mean, you talk about, hey, Pastor, this is an economic slowdown. People are not hiring, but I'm getting emails from people, church members, whose companies are hiring actually. I mean, may not be a glamorous job, I'm looking for a CEO of Clio magazine or Metro Jaya, purchasing manager for Metro Jaya. I mean, I'm not talking about that, but there are jobs that are available. And they have been emailing me and asking me, say, hey, can you please tell your young adults or those from 5 leavers, we have these vacancies, and I already have actually 2 of them sending me things like this. And what we want to do is we will announce in church one day when we are ready. We're going to tell our church members, because some of our church members, they are HR, human resource managers of companies. They are managing directors of companies, they are head of companies. And we want to tell them, say, look, they can send in, they can pass the information along to us, and we can open it up to our young adults. And we want that to make available for you. I mean, ushering. We need ushers as well. I mean, we don't want to see Wei San all the time. I mean, not that we don't want to see her, but no, I mean, yeah, I mean, we want to see Grace ushering, we want to see Sheila ushering, we want to see every one of us ushering. Right? So let's join hands. So this quarter, we want you to serve. If you get nothing out of this ministry, if you get nothing to you don't hear what I say today, all I just want you to remember is Pastor asked me to serve.